All right, we're here with Millersville University. We have Coach Casey Stitzel, number 2, Kyrie Williams, and number 12, DeMarco Suggs. Coach, just open up with a comment on today's game.
Yeah, I thought we started off a little bit slow. The last couple games we've been really struggling to shoot the ball. Defensively, I thought we were good enough again. We had a couple mishaps that we could get better with, but overall, 36% field goal percentage defense. Again, out-rebounding them, got them on some offensive glass this time, which is something we didn't do last week. So, from that end, we ended the season on a cold streak, and I hope I don't see IUP's gym for a very, very long time, or those rims. We ended on a little bit of a cold streak offensively. But our motto all year has been defense and rebounding, and obviously we did that again, and we just didn't get those shots to fall.
First round of NCAAs, you open up with a familiar opponent.
Sure.
That you just played a week ago.
Right.
So, how much do you think that went into today's outcome, or at least how the game unfolded a little bit?
We always talk about sometimes the emotional advantage. Obviously, is with the team that lost, recently. But I think at the end of the day, obviously Mercer, I have a lot of respect for Gary. I think he's a really good coach, and more importantly, he's a really good person. So I think they're obviously, they made some adjustments. So they were ready to go. Obviously, when they come off a loss, that's going to be the case right away. But like I said, at the end of the day, I think there was like 10 or 15 plays. If we could get back, I think it's a different ball game. But obviously, we were happy to get in the NCAA tournament. Obviously being the 5th seed, you can't predict who you're going to play. So we just, had to go out there, and we just left it a little bit short today. Just shots didn't go in. We guarded and rebounded the way we were supposed to do. We just, have to make more shots.
You got some seniors here, obviously,
yep.
and why don't you, won the East, big win streak during the middle of the season, got you there. Great run in the conference tournament to get you here then too. Why don't you talk about maybe the leadership that they provided through everything, ups and downs, and things that happened during the course of the game?
Yeah, so I think, from our first meeting this year, we talked about making no excuses and an ability to handle adversity. And the only way you can do that as a team is not from the coach. You have to have players that are willing to do that, hold each other accountable, and not only hold each other accountable, you have to be able to be listened, to have guys be able to get on you. And this group was special with that. They were able to challenge guys at halftime. A lot of times I'd go into a halftime or even after a game, and you would already see the conversations already starting to happen. You know what I mean? So, Coach McGee, who I got my start with, always told me that if you can just be a coach and you don't have to manage your team, you have a chance to have a really good season. And that's what we had this year. That's what made me right away, that line. He said that to me my first year as a 23-year-old. And when I think of this team, I really think of that line. I did not have to manage egos. I didn't have to worry about disciplined guys at practice or games like that. And when you have that opportunity and you have great seniors and you have talent and you have a great group of guys, that's when you have a chance to have a 25-win season. PZAC East champs, get to the NCAA tournament for the first time, and Ethan would know it better than me, I think, 2007. That's when you have a chance to have those years. It's not the talent that won us those games, it's the intangibles, and you don't have those intangibles unless you have leadership.
Coach, just those last few games, as far as the offense goes, slow starts in every game, what did you see maybe a little bit differently than Mercyhurst threw at you today, or was there anything different? Was it just struggles on the offensive end?
It wasn't anything different. When you play Mercyhurst, you're going to see the matchup zone, right? So I thought we did some really good. We got the ball to Caden early. That was probably our biggest adjustment. We really wanted to try to put in a couple of actions at practice to try to get mismatches on their switches, and I thought we did a great job of that to start. But eventually, like I said, they started doubling Caden, obviously, when he started to hurt them a little bit, and we just got to make shots, At the end of the day, sometimes you can play a really good game, but if the ball doesn't go in the basket, that can end your season. So I don't think they did anything adjustment-wise that was something we didn't expect. I think, obviously, we just had to play better on the offensive end, and it happens. You just don't want it to happen, obviously, the last game of the season, but the guys tried. Like I said, we got good shots. I didn't think we forced them. Turnovers. I would say that turnovers usually, unfortunately, when you have a hiccup all year, they say that sometimes wins your season. And I think the turnovers did really hurt us here the last couple games because I think obviously with the way we were offensive rebounding, we could have got some more looks at the rim.
Yeah, at the under-8 media timeout when you played them in the semifinal, that was when you guys made the big run to get in front. Today, you go in with the momentum, down 5, they come back out and hit the 2 big buckets. Did you see that as kind of a big turning point there?
Yeah, and it's just, it's hard. It's hard when you're playing a good team that's well coached to keep chasing them. Because even the game that you're talking about, that was one run they made. They got it to 8, but it was pretty back and forth, for, I guess, 32 minutes, and then obviously we ended it with the run. But when you're playing a good team on a neutral court, you can get away with that at home sometimes. Like with Westchester, how we got down and we were a little shaky. But when you're at your home court, I feel like you can get away with that. But when you're playing, not a typical road game, but when you're playing on someone's own court at a good team like that, you keep chasing and chasing and chasing. It's really, really hard. You almost have to play perfect basketball, and that's obviously for any team, that's really hard to do.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask our 2 seniors on camera here. It's hard to think of it at the time, but maybe in a couple of days, what will you look back and think of as the accomplishment of this team and what it did for Millersville basketball and getting it back? Kyrie, you can start, and then DeMarco.
I want to just say, as a whole, we all became brothers, and since the beginning of the year, Coach harped on adversity. So that was the main thing we focused on this year as a team, is overcoming adversity. And we set some goals at the beginning of the season. We met a couple of them, some we didn't meet, but I guess the main point is that we met some of the goals that we wanted.
3 out of 4?
Yeah, 3 out of 4 goals. So, just that. And everyone on the team, like Coach was saying just in the locker room, we were so selfless. James could score 30 one night, and we come back the next night, Kale scored 30, and then Jaden. It's always the next man up, and no one was complaining about we didn't get this many shots. Everyone were happy to see each other succeed. That's all I can ask for, is brothers that want to see me succeed as much as I want to see them succeed. So.
Yeah, I would say just taking a step every year. Every year we're getting farther and farther. So this year, we accomplished a lot of things we didn't accomplish last year. So I think we got a lot of stuff coming back, and got a lot of good things coming back. And the same coach is going to be here. So I think next year we should be ready to take that next step. And it's just about building every single year. I think we'll do that.
Good. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Sorry.